Alright, so on the earlier video, we have our subnetting or dividing the network 192.168.1.0/24 into 4 subnets. Now, remember the formula 2 raised to x minus 2 equal to n. Okay, remember this formula here. And remember what each component of the formula actually means. Now, we have here a problem. So, we are to determine if 172.16.5.0/23 is a network address or a host address or a broadcast address. So going back into our classless interdomain routing values, our /23, this /23 here, has a default subnet mask. So default subnet mask for /23 is our 255.255.254.0. So our interesting octet here is our 254. Here is the interesting octet. Interesting octet. So from there we will make we'll check if we can have the division of subnets of the given address. So interesting octet, we have our 254. Now let us determine our hop count. So hop count for our network address. So from 256 minus, so 256 is actually our one block or the number of addresses in one octet starting from 0 until 255. So 256 siya kasi we are including the 0 on our octet. So that's 0 until 255, giving us a 256 hops or our numbers within one octet. So that's 256 minus 254, giving us around 2 hops for our address. So from there, we know that there are 2 hops on our address. So let's check. So given this address, let us check if this address is a network address, a host address, or a broadcast address. So first, we get into our first subnet. Okay. First subnet. So what could be our first subnet? So given here, we have two hops on this address. So we start from 172.16.0.0/23. Sir, question, why is it that you are using a 172.16.0.0 where in fact our address given is 172.16.5.0? So remember that this address is what type of or what class of address? 172 belongs to our, okay, very good. So the 172 actually belongs to our class B address. So class B address, we have 2 octets for network and 2 for the host. So address starts from 128 until 191. So that's 172. So there are 2 host bits on that side and then 2 host bits also on the other side. So okay. Yan. So we have 172.16.0.0/23. Okay. So second subnet. So there are 2 na hop count. So saan si hop count ilalagay? Doon sa ating after our network address. Okay. So we have here 172.16. So there are 2 hop counts. Increase the third octet. This is the portion of our host. So we have 2 bits here. We add 2.0/23. The next one, we have our, we'll continue. Wala pa na, no? Wala pa na target C. That 5.0. So we go into our third subnet. So third subnet. So we have our 172.16. Plus 2 again. That's 4.0/23. Okay. So are we in 5? Not yet. So we continue on the fourth octet. Fourth subnet. Fourth subnet. We have 172.16.6.0/23. Okay. So, yan. Fourth subnet already has the network address 172.16.6.0/23. So we already have passed through the 172.16.5.0/23, meaning that address given here is actually in between our third and our fourth subnet. So this is where 172.16.5.0/23 is located. So what is the answer? Okay, these subnets here are our network addresses. Okay, and then the address prior to the next subnet is our broadcast address. Therefore, we can say that the 172.16.5.0/23 is actually a host address belonging to our third subnet. Okay? So this is where located siya. So in between the third and the fourth. So generally, this is still part of our third subnet. Okay? So that's the third network address that we have, and this is part of our host address. Okay? So we'll proceed to the next example.